My name is Ian and welcome to Planted. I'm on a mission to help you have more success with plants. And in this video, I'm going to show you a great technique to deliver deep watering to plants like this. This is an albitza. It's a beautiful feathery purple foliage in the summer. But I've got a way that puts good water deep to the roots, and it also includes a weak fertilizer. In a previous video I did on watering, I tried to share with you it's not the amount of water that you apply to the plant, it's the amount of water that is actually absorbed into the rooting environment. This could be a pot, this could be in the ground. So in this video I'm going to take it one step further. I'm going to show you how to modify a watering can to extend the hose, drill holes in it, and then make a little holder so that you can tip it up on its end, and rather than all that water running out in a minute, it'll take an hour to run out, and all of that water will be absorbed into the base of your hydrangea, your viburnum, your fig, your tree, whatever it is. This is a great method to get fertilizer where you want it in a soluble form, and that form is the easiest possible way a plant can take up not only water but also nutrients. So let's get to it. I'm going to show you how to modify your watering can. I'm modifying my existing watering can with a 2-foot length of rigid pipe that slides onto the watering can, and then in the other end I put in a 4 to 5 foot long piece of flexible hose that will easily bend around the tree. Now it's important that you take your time here. There's lots of ways to do it. There's no one perfect way. I'm showing you here how I use a piece of hose to make a collar to get me a better fit. It's always a good idea to heat up the very rigid pipe. That gives it just a little bit of pliability, so when you start assembling you've got a bit of give and you can get a nice good fit. I put the collar in first, and then the pipe goes into that collar. You want to have about a 2-inch overlap. Now of course we're making a leaking pipe, but I would pay attention to this union, get good fittings, get it nice and tight. You could have a leak here and it won't matter, but you really want to direct your water to the plant base and not have water leaking in areas where you don't want it. So make sure that is nice and tight. Once that's built, you can then have fun with a drill and start drilling holes. Make sure you don't drill all the way through. If you did, not the end of the world, but your water would go a lot quicker. We want a nice slow seeping watering event here. Every 12 inches, and make sure that this 12-inch mark is on the same side as the first one. You want to do this so that when you wrap the hose around your tree, all of the water nozzles are pointing inwards. You don't want them pointing out. So I've put my holes in the hose. I've now come to the end. You can put a bung in the end if you have one. I'm just bending my hose over, and then with another clamp screw it up tight so that water can't leak. What we're doing is we're taking 2 gallons of water and we're directing it to the base of the plant. Minimal evaporation. The large pipe push fit means that my watering can work as a regular watering can, and I don't need any tools to attach my hose extension. Now whenever I use liquid feed, I always add it to a watering can that's being filled. Here I'm using Neptune's Harvest Rose and Flowering. There's only less than ½ an inch in the bottom of this bottle, so please don't think that I'm putting in a really concentrated mix. I like to always rinse out what's left. There's lots of good food in there for the plants, so a quick rinse out, and let's get that food into our watering can that can then go to our plants. Water's heavy, and it's much better to carry it in a watering can than it is to try and use a bucket. And that's why I chose this system. I've got a watering can that stays as a watering can. We have our easy push fit with the large gauge rigid hose, and then the flexible hose easily passes around the trunk of our plant or the base of our plant, and that this simple connection is so easy. Just a slight twist, and then you want to tip it up and hold it in place. Now you can put this on a little plywood assembly with a couple of sides so it doesn't fall over. Doesn't matter, it's your choice. I've got a couple of bricks that I use to hold it in place. But you can now see the water is in that rigid pipe. And that rigid pipe now feeds our flexible hose pipe. And there you are. There's our little jet of water being aimed directly at the base of our plant. Now the size of these holes are 1/16, maybe 2 millimeters, somewhere in that range. You might have to do a little bit of testing to get the right size. 4 holes is good in a 5-foot hose pipe. You can do 5 if you want. And this is that very simple push fit with no leak. Now I expect this watering can to drain within an hour, probably a little bit sooner. And if you were to do this 2 or 3 times in the growing season, you will charge the ground with this very mild fertilizer, and your plant will never look back. It won't grow too fast, but it will have all the water and the food that it needs. Here you see a couple of blocks holding up my watering can. Job done. Thank you for watching Planted. Please like, tell your friends, tell your family. Happy planting.